Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Oh my goodness. How is everyone doing? Monday morning, Tom, aka Nostradamus, aka I am the hottest. This heat wave, man, I tell you. It was like 108 yesterday. Got my PG&E. It was actually $350, all things considered. Usually checking my bill. I'm just talking about dumb shit. No one's here anyway. We got 4 minutes to the market opens. Last year, my June to July bill was the most kilowatt hours or whatever that I used. I was actually like 300 kilowatt hours, somewhere around 300, 250. But the rates are so freaking expensive now that basically I think my bill was like the same, if not a little bit more. It was like $350. Starting to get really hot. It's going to be like 106, 108 for like the next week. Next week, supposed to get down to 101. I'm seeing 101 and getting excited. Are you kidding me? All right, we got 3 minutes to the market opens. I'm a little tired. This is probably going to be a quick one. Didn't sleep too well last night. Changing up the diet a little bit. Got a lot of things going on, doing this intermittent fasting thing. This morning I woke up. I got a fridge full of rain, cherry limon, cherry lemonade, freaking energy drinks. I woke up this morning. I gotta tell you, man, I wanted to grab one of those so bad. Said I got some water. I did take a caffeine pill, and then about 45 minutes later, I started making some coffee. I wanted to put Kerrygold butter in it, but nope. Got to make it to like, I don't know, another 4.5 hours, 5 hours, 5.5 hours. If I really want to stretch it before I can put anything in the old metabolism. All right, enough about silly shit. Let's pop on over to the desktop. The futures and Bitcoin are pumping like crazy right now. As Capo, am I being too greedy? Should I have YOLO'd in? We can take a look at that. All right, the NASDAQ futures, we got about a minute and a half. NASDAQ futures are up 109. E-mini S&P's up 31. What do we got? Gold, trying to make a little bit of a move. It's down on its butt still. Bitcoin up 1,000. We're definitely going to take a look at that chart. Take a look at our bear flag. Crude oil's up quite a bit. It's up $4 a barrel. Good thing I didn't leave that crude oil short on over the weekend. I would have got 10 toes down, destroyed. The 10-year is up 41 cents and the 2-year is up 34 cents. I do want to put on a knob spread. I might do that in a second just to see what that turns out like. All right, what do we got? About 30 seconds to market open. I did send some money over to Tastyworks over this weekend. I'm going to start trading again in this account that I can do crypto with. Not going to lie, getting a little FOMO with crypto. I'm wondering if I'm making a mistake waiting for it to get too cheap. Worst case, crypto blows up and I have a little cash. You know, I have a little of that dirty fiat. Well, I don't want to get too far into it. All right, let's get the opening. Ding 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 ding. Market's not staying about the same right now. Let's take a look at the positions. It's going to take a few minutes for the option markets to open. I do have quite a bit going on in Palantir. I forgot about this. I forgot I even had 100 shares. Miners are up, no surprise. Tesla's up $13. Let's see how our position's doing. All right, so my can't lose reverse covered Jade Lizard is at like 50. It's more than 50% profit. No, I think it's right at 50% profit. I think I went through this. So $1.70, that's basically 5 cents. So 750, 760. We'll say about 765. So yeah, it's a little bit greater than 50% profit overall. I should take it off. I think I'm gonna let this run a little bit longer. We have earnings on this in 2 days. That's a problem because volatility is going to expand. It's going to continue to expand. Let's see what the expected move is on this. $54 expected move. Interesting. Well, that's far away from my covered call. The thing that would really hurt is if my covered call and my stock got called away. Right now, the market's saying there's only about a 5% chance of even 4% chance of even touching that or being in the money. Even less of it being called away. I mean, even if it got to like these numbers, I would still be in profit. It just depends. Like if it got to 1,020, that would be a bit of an issue. I'd lose. I mean, I wouldn't lose money unless I didn't want to lose my stock. I gotta stop worrying about this, but you know, if you keep flying close to the sun, your shares are gonna get called away. And the last thing in the world I want is my Tesla shares to get called away. I think this is going to be a multi-trillion-dollar company in the future. Palantir is something I do want to build a position out in. Coinbase looking really good today. Not good for my covered call there. And we got 32 days to go. I mean, I'm not overly worried about it. I think this is just a relief rally. I don't know. You never know, though. A lot of earnings this week. We're definitely going to need to pay attention to that. See how that pans out. I can't imagine I can't imagine companies are going to be talking about supply chain getting better, right? I don't think anything good going on right now is going to be, oh yeah, supply chain's clearing up. No, I mean, we got this variant going around. It's highly infectious. You don't hear a lot about it, but I mean, I constantly hear about this person has the sticky icky, that person has. I mean, they're not dying like before, but it's still, still a thing. And lockdowns in China, I believe. So there's still a lot there that can hinder it a bit. We got the Fed doing their rate hike in 8 days. Let's see what the bonds are doing. What's TLT doing? TLT's down a buck. If bonds continue to go up, like I mentioned before, it means bonds go up, inflation go down, right? So if bonds continue to go up, it theoretically means inflation's getting better. But it is down a point today. Overall, I mean, it's up quite a bit. So let's pay attention to that during the week. We got, oh my goodness, I just got hit with a nail-like pain. All right, let's move on over to crypto. Let's see what Bitcoin's doing. Bitcoin with a surprisingly strong candle. It's had a range since the open from yesterday. We're about, I don't know, 13, 14 hours into the Bitcoin day. And it has had a range of 20,799 to 22,005. It's got up there quite a bit. Oh, look at this. Does technical analysis work? I got this long-term, what is this? Descending wedge? Is that what the TNA cool kids call this? Did come right up to that line. I mean, the fat part of the candle. Thing I'm really interested in is this bear flag. I'm curious to see if this plays out. This did come up a decent amount on the weekly to the 200. It's done this a couple times. So it's done this a couple times in this bear flag. So I don't know if this is the 1, 2, third time's a charm. Retro in the house. How you doing, brother? I'm not going long. I mean, don't get me wrong. I got FOMO. I got FOMO. I keep, in Capo, I trust. I'm going to continue to listen to Capo. I'm going to continue to look at the macro environment. I do think there's some things out there that do indicate we could have seen a bottom, but I think we got plenty of time, right? I don't really believe Bitcoin's going to go. I mean, Bitcoin, don't get me wrong, Bitcoin can rally to like 30,000 and then do its next leg down. You never know. I mean, looking at this, it could go up to, yeah, it could go up to, what line is this? I mean, this is the downtrend line right here since Bitcoin was at 67,000. Until we break this trend, I'm not a believer. This is my crypto savvy line right here. This is my bearish thesis. I don't know. No one knows. But what's going on? What's going on in the world that says, the market should go to, bull market should go into ape mode again? What's going on that crypto should go? Nothing. Even if Russia announced, they're pulling out of Ukraine and they give up, I mean, that's not going to happen. That might do something. Until inflation, really, I think it comes down until the Fed pivots, and even then, it's just like, I think it's going to be you rotate back in until they pivot again. But there are a few indicators out there, right? Especially in crypto, the pi cycle. I mean, it's been accurate, but so was stock to flow. Stock to flow's been one of the most accurate models, if not the most accurate model in Bitcoin's history until this last year. So does that mean the pi cycles? No, who knows? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Now, everyone's situation is different. If you have money to invest and you haven't invested in crypto and you're not trying to be greedy, you're not trying to capture the bottom like I am right now, I got plenty of money in the crypto market. Plenty of money. And I would feel comfortable buying right now. No problem knowing there's a good chance that we're going to see all-time highs. I don't know if I'm a believer that we're going to see all-time highs in the next year or two. I think there'll be some ups and downs. I think it could be a long accumulation phase. And like I said, I think this could go all the way up to according to this chart, depending on where you are, but this is August 1st, and this still at 30,000 right here. So this could go all the way up to 30, 31,000, 31,500 right here, 32.7. If it pumped to 32.7 today, I don't know, that would be a crazy move. So obviously that would be an outlier move. But if this pumped up to 30,000 between now and August 1st, I'm not getting excited. It wasn't too long ago, and I remember this like it was yesterday. Bitcoin was like 42,000 after being down around 30. How low did it get? 33,000? It was at 42,000, and the dude at work messaged me on Slack. He's like, man, Bitcoin's doing really good, right? At 42,000. I'm like, yeah, I can't complain. This is when I was making I'm bored as shit of crypto videos. I'm bored as shit of them now. Farnswoggle P. Horsetooth in the house. How you doing, brother? But 42,000, the bulls were coming out. Everyone was puffing their chest, pumping it up. And it went all the way to 47,000. And this was in a pretty quick period. Let's see, January 17th to March of 22. So like a 2-month period, it went from a low. I mean, really, even in the end of February, it was at 38,000. So in a month, it pumped up 10 grand. So if it pumps up 10 grand in July and then goes all the way up to 30,000 by sometime in August, or even like August 15th, it's chilling it around this and it's wicking up a little bit or whatever. I'm still, it's still just a relief rally in a bear market to me. And then our next leg, possibly our next leg down. what has this gone down after every peak? So here we're looking at 51%. Let's see. And then it pumped up. Let's see if it would be similar. Then it pumps up 46%. So 51, 46, 63 that time around. And then it could pump. I mean, so it looked really good. And then I mean, it dumped 51%. Everyone was crying into the world. Then it pumped up. The bulls were puffing. And then it dumped 63% more than the last one, right? So for it to go up now, we'd be looking at 65% August 15th at 28,000. Let's see, roughly 29,000, 66%. And then what if it goes down 70, 60, 70% from there? What are we looking at? So 55% would take us, 60% would take us down to here, 61%, 11,000. So it all puts us in, something that a lot of people are talking about, could easily happen. Thing that kind of annoys me is now everyone's saying Bitcoin's going to 12, 14,000. You know what I say? I have no freaking idea, but I'm just trying to prepare myself for either one. I've already got a big bag. I'm looking to really scoop up. Like I got a bag. How many times can I say bag? I got a bag of that dirty, dirty fiat. And I've been itching like it has been driving me insane. I've been wanting to buy, and I keep like going crazy trying to determine what I want to buy. There's times I'll sit there and I'm like, and just go buy a shitload of Cardano, or just go buy a shitload of Bitcoin and Ethereum. You can't go wrong there. Or one that has really been making me like, I've had to put the hydrocortisone cream all over my body is Solana. I'm like, Tom, just go buy like 20,000. Epic. Go buy 40,000 in Solana. 40,000 or 20,000 in Solana right now would be about 500 Solana. 40,000 would be around 1,000 Solana. I would have a nice big bag of Cardano, a nice big bag of Ethereum, a decent bag of Bitcoin. And now, 500 or 1,000 Solana, that would be a pretty big bag of Solana. The Cardano and the Solana would be earning me good staking interest. I'm getting, hyper focused on just staking it, stake it till you make it. Not get too crazy with DeFi. I'm still looking at DeFi. I'm still looking at GameFi, looking for good opportunities. Like I'm really excited about Atlas's Space Pirates. That's the only thing on my radar right now. Because, we love our boy Atlas and it does look cool. So I am hoping to get into that. And that I want to get there's a couple of Cardano NFTs I really got FOMO over. There's a Clay Nation I really want to get, but that bitch is like $6,000. And I'm just like, I don't want it that freaking bad. I do think really good Cardano NFTs could pay off handsomely if Cardano does everything it says it's going to do. I was watching, man, if you guys haven't watched the most recent Charles Hoskinson video, I highly recommend it. I considered even doing some videos off of it because there's some really interesting clickbait things I can do with it, like Solana partnership with Cardano. It's actually, I'm already ready to wrap up. We can go look for that clip. It was a pretty funny clip, but there's no way you can watch that video and say, like, especially even when it comes to math, people talk about whether or not he has a degree or not and all this different stuff in math. Dude, there's no way you can listen to that guy and not say, you might not like him. And I understand that. And I can respect why you might not like him. Maybe you don't believe in his, his libertarian style philosophy. He's very, and I get it because I'm a lot the same way. I just tell you how like it is. Sometimes I really control myself too. Like you guys have no idea. Sometimes you'll see it when I get a little frustrated, but I'm a very point blank blunt person, and I'm trying not to sound too conceited here, but I mean, but I'm very self aware of the fact that even with my highly opinionated opinion, that I can be wrong at all times, right? Even like right now, I'm like I said, I'm really early in the stream. I don't think anyone was here. I was talking about how I've been making some radical changes to my diet. It's really effing with my head right now because I don't want to make this change. I really don't like it, but I don't know what to do. I have to though. I have to at least try to make this change and see if it makes a difference. Anyway, his there's no way you could listen to these Charles Haskison videos and not say that this isn't a highly intelligent person. I mean, he does get to pick the questions he answers, so I'm very self-aware of that, but he answers like math questions and math philosophers and exotic math theories and things well with outside of math and just and you're just like, man, how does this guy, he's only like 34 years old. I mean, he looks like he's 60, but how does anyone that young have that much knowledge? I don't know if he just sits around and just reads all day. And he has a tremendous amount of knowledge when it comes, I can tell, when it comes to just IT and computing and servers and networking and obviously cryptocurrency. So they pull everything off, which I think they will. I think Cardano is going to be a big one. Oh my goodness, Retro, you son of a bitch, Charles Haskinson. Go watch his last video, dude. Like, just I don't know what to tell you. Skip ahead to like when he starts answering questions and just start listening to him. I don't. He is an extremely intelligent person, right? Uh, his knowledge. I get it. I get it. All right. You know what? Now I'm compelled. That dude's old. He's 34, bro. Aren't you 34, 33? You guys are practically the same age. Now I kind of want to find that video and see if I can find the clip that was pretty funny. Like I was compelled to make a video this weekend, just making fun of it. I wasn't feeling good all weekend, so I didn't do shit.
Engage with other
supply chains.
I don't know how quickly I can find this. Here we go. God damn it.
Something called the third neighbor policy, agricultural sector. Oh, that most
I
not
just
the bees sell. So at least like
so he
record-
has he has 4 businesses. One that does stuff with medical, and his brother and his dad are doctors, so he knows a lot about that shit too. I just had it. All right, here we go. This is great. A collab with Solana. So I was gonna make a clickbait video that says, you know, just to get to pull the people in, but I'm too lazy.
Fish next to you that they just killed on the sidewalk and they cook. It's a real city. It's very Grinchy, and I like that. But it's unfortunately changed quite a bit in the last 5 years, and it's become basically a Solana. It seems like you were quite a fan of their network. You know, collaboration in the last 5 years, and it's become basically a proxy of China to the extent that there's no political autonomy or differentiation. I would not recommend starting a company in Hong Kong these days. I heard you were collaborating with Solana. It seems like you were quite a fan of their network. You know,
All right, someone asked him if Yeah, he was also asked about Algorand. They lost like one of their head dudes, but he was only temporary. I forget what part of Cardano he worked in. I think the Hydra team, like the main bro, he went to Algorand, and so he did discuss that a little bit. He wishes the guy the best. I kind of feel like they didn't want to lose him, but and there could be an opportunity to do stuff with Algorand. He does speak highly of Algorand. I know we have a lot of people that come in and out that are big on Algorand. I've never really gotten drawn to it. But anyway, someone asked him, I heard you're doing a collaboration with Solana.
Collaboration with Solana would actually make a lot of sense. My brother, a little bit of lore in the family. My brother, before he became a doctor, actually ran a very successful business. It was called NintendoRepairHut.com. And if I probably on Wayback Machine, you can see all of his inventory and the things that he did. But let me tell you, he did some great work. He would make for the old NESs like custom molds and actually create the new lids because the lids would always break on the old Nintendos, and he actually got new pins made for the Nintendos because the original ones were made of too flimsy of a metal, and what happens when you push the game in too hard, it would bend the contacts. That's why when you blow on the cartridge.
You nerds are going in, you Nintendo nerds are going into a frenzy right now. I know, like, whether or not you like Charles Hoskinson or not, you just gain a little respect for him, especially you Nintendo nerds.
It actually makes contact better because it provides a kind of a conductive fluid for it to go from the cartridge to those little pins that get bent. So the ones that my brother would make were made out of a stronger material. So when you put them in, it would fix the flashing light problem on the NES and so forth. So I was thinking, since Solana comes from that world, that maybe there's some legacy there. We can figure out how to turn it on and off. Take it in and out, blow on the cartridge, these types of things. I don't know. It might be possible.
Oh my goodness. Did you get mic drop? Oh my goodness, that was hilarious. All right. If you didn't get it, he's making fun of the fact that the Solana's red ring of death, Nintendo red ring. Did the Nintendo have a flashing red light? I don't even remember that. All right, I found that really funny. Let's pop back into the market, see how we're doing. The Nasdaq's now down. Nasdaq's now up 160. Coinbase is on in fuego. Oh my goodness, my Coinbase stock is gonna get called away at this rate. Heyo, Costco in the house. How you doing? Oh, so hot in the morning. ES up 36. Bitcoin coming down a couple pennies. I'm curious to see if this thing is going to wick down below the bull flag. That is on the weekly. Let's see how it looks on the daily. It's pushing there. We'll have to see how this plays out. All right. That's all I have. Maybe I can start transitioning into quicker streams. There's not a whole lot else to talk about. Adam's doing really good, 964. Polkadot's another one I've been itching to buy in stake. Polkadot and Atom. But I'm really, it pains me so much too. I'm getting a lot of FOMO on Solana. Solana, Shitlana, Lolana. So it had a high of $250. I mean, if I bought $20,000 of Solana and it just got back to all-time highs, which I think it will, you're looking at, what is that? 6x, 6.5x, something like that. I do think, actually, let's take a look at some market caps here and what I think is possible. I do think $10 Cardano is possible in the next 5. This is all greatly depends on what happens with global reserve currencies, markets. Is there going to be a shift away from the dollar? Who knows? I don't think, the world's reserve currency is going to shift away from the dollar in the next 10 years. If it happens, it's going to take longer than most likely. There's a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt out there when it comes to things like you know what they say about assholes. There's a bunch of opinions out there. I'll tell you right now, I have opinions. I'm just a different asshole. I really don't think the U.S. economy. I mean, there's some other things going on, like our debt to GDP ratio is on a spiral to like we can't get out of it. But that's just what it shows right now. I mean, that doesn't mean it's going to stay that way. I don't know if we're gonna claw our way out of it or not. That is a reason why I do like Bitcoin. If it's tough though, is gold a better place? I don't know. I chose Bitcoin. If the dollar stops being the world's reserve currency, that doesn't mean it's going to become Bitcoin. Maybe it does become the Chinese yuan, or maybe there is no world reserve currency anymore, right? Maybe it's just these different CBDCs, and having a world reserve currency doesn't matter anymore because it's so easy to go in and out or go where it makes sense. I saw a really interesting video with Mark Moss, is that his name, on Anthony Pompliano's show. I think that's his name, Mark Moss. Pretty smart dude. Highly recommend you watch this. I wouldn't watch it right now because you're watching the greatest YouTube personality. And who is this sexy mofo? I didn't watch the whole thing, but I watched a lot of it. At a certain point, I just start getting bored. Let's see. This guy, yeah, Mark Moss. So he was talking about these different cycles of centralization and decentralization. It was an interesting take. Again, I highly recommend it. They're both a bit of a Bitcoin maximalist, though, so that, I'm a little on that. You know me, I don't like too much maximalism. Anyway, let's pop back on over. I do think it's highly possible, and I'm going to give reasonable price predictions. And I don't know the time frame, right? But I do think the top layer ones could see 300, 400, somewhere between 300 billion and $1 trillion market caps, right? I think Bitcoin can see multi-trillions, like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't know what time frame. That's the thing. I don't know what time frame. So I don't know if in 2025 the overall crypto market cap only hits like 3 or 4 trillion. It's all relative, right? By 2030 starts hitting 15, 20 trillion, then we're going to see a big move. I do think there will be a supply crisis at one point. Where's that money coming from? Dude, do you realize how many trillions of dollars is in the stock market, right? So there will be a shift. I don't know if it's going to be a paradigm shift, but there's going to be a shift in a flow of money going from centralized entities to decentralized entities. And I don't know, I really don't know, but there's going to be money. And if there's profits to be made, there's going to be profits. Another interesting thing about that Pompliano video is they talked about, and I agree with this, we don't know what innovation is going to come from Web3 and beyond. We don't know what innovations are yet to come from decentralization. We've already seen some pretty big, banking type things, and things fell. It was the same thing with the internet in the beginning. We didn't know. Even cell phones, we didn't know. We had no idea that this cell phone was basically going to turn into what it's like one of the greatest technological advances in the human race. And they talk about different advances in technology, even steel. Steel was a huge revolution, the steel in but they didn't know what steel was going to turn into. At first, it was just like better buildings. And then decades later, it's the shit that, they used to make rocket ships to go to the moon, right? So a lot of it, we still don't know. But there's a whole decentralization, different economies and things like that. Identity management. Um, there's a lot. There's NFTs and being, and I'm not talking about like art. Art will be a big thing in NFTs. Eventually, it will turn into a big thing in NFTs, but it'll probably be a lot more similar to today's art market versus this just like huge Ponzi scheme that it is now. Now, don't twist my words too much. I do think there's some NFTs out there that will continue to go up in value and be very good stores of value and appreciate. I think there's some on Cardano that have the potential to do that. Clay Nation, Space Buds. The chilled Kongs are really hot over there. I don't know if that one can continue to grow legs. Over on Ethereum, you got your obvious Bored Apes, you got your CryptoPunks, you got your other CryptoPunks plays and Meebits and shit. But I think it would be pretty hard to go wrong with Bored Apes and CryptoPunks. I think the World of Women's a pretty interesting play too that could continue to, as more women get involved in the crypto. I mean, let's be honest, dude. It's like 99% dudes over here. So anyway, I do think the top crypto layer ones will be 300 billion to a trillion, and that's not that much money with the way. And the difference between like the U.S. stock market and crypto is crypto's the world. Like anyone in the world can buy Bitcoin. Not anyone in the world could buy Tesla stock. So everyone in the world has this opportunity. I mean, that means a lot of people are going to get destroyed too, but that's why you listen to this channel. But I do think Ethereum, so I think Bitcoin by 2030, 6 trillion, 10 trillion, I don't know. Maybe it's only 3 or 4 trillion. And then Ethereum, 1 trillion, 2 trillion, maybe 3 or 4, maybe, right? And then your Cardano's, 300 billion, 400 billion, 500 billion. Well, fully diluted Cardano is 45 billion Cardano. So a $10 Cardano would put this at 450 billion. That's nothing. I mean, that's really nothing for the top, what I think the top crypto companies will be in the future. So I do think if you look at the overall crypto market cap right now, it's pushing up on $1 trillion again. Man, what am I looking at? There's bear flags in this too. I didn't even, there's 2 bear flags in this shit too. I guess that's a bear flag. I mean, you can make anything you want on these fucking charts. I can find all kinds of patterns. Anyway, I do think this can go. I mean, it's already gone to 3 trillion, right? So do I think it could go to 10 trillion, 12 trillion? Yeah, easily. And most cryptos are going to be worthless. But say you have I mean, because there's thousands and thousands and thousands of them. But I do think your top over time, right now, you start saying it gets really risky outside of the 100. Maybe in the future there is like a S&P of crypto 500 or whatever. Again, I don't think this is something that's going to happen overnight, and that's why I focus mostly on the quality layer ones, and I do spread it around a little bit. I love Cardano because I think it's the best technology. I do think the UTXO model's superior. I do love the fact that it has smart contracts. I do love the fact that it's one of the most, if not the most, decentralized token in the world. And Charles discussed that in the last video because they asked him, what do you think about Michael Saylor calling it a security? And he actually destroyed Michael Saylor on that. And the Haskell and the security, things like that. So that's why I'm betting big on Cardano. But I'm not naive to the fact that Solana has great marketing. It has great hype. I've used Solana, and for the most part, it works good, right? I don't know how well it's going to scale when it really gets pushed to its limits. I mean, we've seen it go down a few times, so I guess we kind of know the answer to that. The excuse is it's still in beta. I mean, technically, so is Cardano, and it's never gone down. I think, has Ethereum technically gone down? It might have gone down in its very early days, but that was before my time. I know since I've been Ethereum, I don't think it's gone down. I mean, you don't really hear about cryptos stopping to produce blocks very often, especially the top coins. You know, I don't think I've ever heard Atom going down. I've heard Harmony One having massive RPC issues, but I don't think it ever stopped producing blocks. Speaking of Harmony One, how's it doing? 2 cents. Curious to see what their plan is over there. Again, I did buy some depegged Ethereum. I am watching this. Honestly, I don't know if I'm ever going to get back into Harmony One. I kind of want to, but at the same time, I'm kind of done with the high risk stuff. The high risk stuff, if you want to get into this, I would change my. Oh, look at we haven't checked quant either. It's not really doing much since last week. But if you want to get in the high, actually, I'm kind of just doing this theory on the fly. I mean, it's a stupid theory because I would apply this theory to anything. But Harmony did get destroyed a lot more than others, even before the hack. It was down like crazy. I would say like 93%, even before the hack, because it was around 4 cents, right? 4.5 cents, 5 cents. So it was down 88%, 88% plus before the hack. There wasn't much left to destroy it after that. But it is holding pretty good. It does seem to be coming up to this resistance here at 0.23. So maybe if it gets above that, it is above the 200 on the daily. On the weekly, it's well below it. So for it to get back to the 200, I mean, it might be a good risk for reward shot if they come out with a good plan. Even if they come out with a plan that, because this community is very degen. The Harmony One community is like, if you look up degen in the dictionary, you're gonna see the Harmony One logo and a bunch of like different Harmony NFTs. It is easily one of the most degen chains out there. So if they come out with a plan that the community, it doesn't matter if it's a good plan or not. The community, most of the community is going to be, oh, this is amazing, and they might eat back in. That's a thesis I just came up with on the spot. So it might not be a bad play. Buy a little gamble bag right now. I'm actually kind of tempted to do it now that I'm kind of talking through this. But I'm not. You know, again, I'm trying to stay hyper focused on just buying good quality layer ones. I don't know. I'm still on the fence about Polkadot. I think Polkadot will have a good run no matter what. If there's another bull market, that's the big thing. Is there going to be another bull market, and when is it? I do think we got plenty of time. So I'm like, as much FOMO as I'm getting right now, I'm not trying to get too carried away with it. Let's see. They talk about having access to the PvP beta and not paying for in-game. Interesting. Are you getting into Evoverse now, Retro? I didn't even know you were in it. You didn't buy an NFT over there. Like, why you know more about this than I do, and I have 2 NFTs over there. All right, let's get this wrapped up. I'm just kind of rambling anyway. Bitcoin 22,000. Ethereum 14. Ethereum has just been on a crazy run. Man, I considered buying like 10 Ethereum when it was at around 1,000, and I didn't. So obviously I regret that decision a little. Man, that was just 5-6 days ago. Are you kidding me? 5 days ago, this shit was $1,000. It's up 46%, all because of the Ethereum merge. Yeah, this one's gonna pull back for sure. I wouldn't get too. Our boy Capo He's not giving up. If the market's so bullish, why is it so below 21K? Bro, it's above 22. What we have here for BTC is basically a range. I agree with that. Now the key is to know if it's accumulation or redistribution. Range is small compared to other ones. Accumulations are usually big. Funding is mostly positive. So I think that Palm Beach Inlet in the house. How you doing, brother? Maker and ETH correction. What's going on with Maker? I don't really pay attention to that one. Oh, it's going up too, huh? Man, it's up just as much as, well, yeah, about the same. 30% in the last few days. They have a good announcement or something. I've heard a lot of good things about Maker. I know it's some Ethereum like lending and borrowing platform, right? I don't do a lot over there, so let's see what's going on Twitter really quick. I was looking at this interesting play over in Cardano, but after doing some deep diving, Binance has flipped Coinbase to become the #1 exchange in the world with the most Bitcoin held. You're in HBAR Maxi. That's another one I don't know much about. I know there's I mean, I hear about it here and there. I've never done any real due diligence on it. So when you say you're in HBAR Maxi, does that mean you're all in HBAR? You got more stones than me, brother. Which altcoin? Flu. What does Flu have to say? For the record, I will not be applying my validator to the Harmony staking in it. Well, how the hell do I do that? Yeah, that's 200 mil. How do I get into the 200 Harmony one? You're shorting. What are you shorting? Like, are you shorting the NASDAQ? Are you shorting in stocks? You're shorting futures? That reminds me. Jorge in the house. Well, I'm getting some new people in the house. Interesting. How you doing, brother? It's all a big gamble. Some win, some lose. Bill Bullsca in the house. Holy shit, boys. I was ready to get off the mic and then all kinds of people shorting ETH. Oh, yeah. I don't hate that play. I don't have an easy way to short ETH. I'm not going to short ETH on on chain because I don't want to deal with the tax headache. I don't think they have many futures in ETH. You know, I wanted to do this. Let's do this. Go long 1 10-year and short 1 2-year. That failed. I'm curious to see what this does. Oh, BitTrue. Yeah. I'm not much of a leverage trader. Like what I just did here is this is more capital efficient than anything. I just shorted the 2-year and went long the 10-year because I think, there's a yield curve inversion going on right now. I think it's going to mean revert. Plus, I don't really think much is going to happen here. So this is just an engagement tool. H-bar popping up out of nowhere. What do you mean? Like in general, you've been seeing a lot of H-bar stuff, or just because it is today? H-bar, I hear people talking about it every now and then. What's his face? Tony Journey Crypto. I used to watch his videos. I don't like that guy at all anymore, and it's mostly because he made tens of millions of dollars off minting Bored Apes for free. So I'm just jealous, and he's gotten a little cocky. But I'm self-aware enough to know that most of it's just because I'm jealous. He made hundreds of millions of dollars by getting struck by lightning, and then so he thinks he's some kind of crypto expert. There's no jealousy there at all. All right, let's take a look at H. I know he's invested in H Hedera. I don't know anything about this. Is this a layer one? Incredibly fast, predictably low. Fine, yeah. It's the most powerful system to date, and it's not technically cryptography. It's asynchronous Byzantine fault tolerance. Layer one. Oh, it's a DAG. You like DAGs? Mm, fixed supply of 50 billion coins. Yeah, I used to do that all the time because Exchange, most of it's gone to Office 365. But whenever you would do like an Exchange, a Microsoft Exchange deployment, it's an email for most of you plebs. There's DAGs in Exchanges, so it would stand for, oh, I forget what it, something something group. Anyway, it was a way of having failover. Like one Exchange server could go down and the other one would continue to handle the mail, and it's called a DAG, right? And I would always say to other engineers, like, and they're like, "Are you doing a DAG?" And I would just reply, "You like DAGs?" No, most people never got it. So, then about how do where's the HBAR NFT marketplace? The last thing I need is some other token I want to get FOMO on. Yeah, I like, yeah, oh yeah, oh you mean dogs? Yeah, I like DAGs, but I like caravans more. That wasn't a bad Irish accent on the fly. I usually suck at that. Uh, meh. What does hashbacks even mean? Enable swapping on hashpack. Oh, is that hashpack? Hashback, the leading H. Oh, it's the wallet. God damn it. This looks cool. Oh, it's ledger compatible. All right. Let's take a look at the chart. Can you stake HBAR? I mean, it's not a cryptocurrency, right? So is staking a thing? You say staking. 20% staking? I like those freaking numbers. Is it pretty easy to do? Is there a minimum amount? How long is it locked for? This is the only no, Polkadot's pretty close to non-FOMO. What is Stater? All right, I'll have to do some more research on this. When was this launched? No, I mean, honestly, the odds of me buying this coin as of right now are really low. I think, I have much more FOMO with, I would have much more FOMO, and so maybe things will change as I check this out. Like knocking Cardano off the pedestal, I think is almost an impossible task at this point. But from there, I got a lot of FOMO with Solana, even though I think it's garbage, and then Atom, and then Polkadot. So uh, could Hedera like eke in? Like after that, I really there's nothing I'm really crazy wanting to buy. You know, Avalanche is kind of out there, Phantom's kind of out there. Can Hedera get into that? It's already getting. You know, I at least want to check it out. Actually, Phantom, I'm over Phantom. I'm kind of over Avalanche too, to be honest. All right, Hedera. I don't know why I even wanted to come here. Oh, 0.06. That's pretty cheap. What number is it? 41. Yeah, I mean, I'll have to check it out. It seems like an interesting play. Didn't it get into like the 20s or whatever in the most recent bull run? Anyway, earlier I was speaking about how Cardano could be even a 300 billion market cap, I think is very, very modest in the next 5 to 10 years. 300 billion market cap is like a 15x from here. 0.05. Algorand's another one I need to check out a little bit. Man. You like, I mean, do you like XRP too, or you just want the lawsuit to end? Yeah, I agree with you. It's going to be a pretty big lawsuit between this and the CFTC, whether it's the SEC or the CFTC. There's a lot of regulation out there that could cause things to go one way or the other quite a bit. ETH update. The ETH. Yeah, he is, Bill. The ETH update will cause miners to liquidate. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. I do think we got another year and a half of accumulation. So, all right, let's get this wrapped up once and for all. Bitcoin 22,000. Oh, actually, I put a play on. Let's see how that's doing. Man, do I keep this on overnight? I might. I'm gonna keep this on. It's pretty slow moving. It looks like it doesn't look like I can get wrecked really hard. Drop the hammer. Yeah, he's still bearish. I mean, I'm still in the capo camp, and I went into this pretty quite heavily earlier. I still think you don't get bullish until like I don't see how anyone can get bullish until I mean, this would be the first line of bullishness right here, and it's not even like this is a much. It can't even hold above this. So this trend line goes back to March. This only goes back a few months, and so until we get above this, right, which it came right up to right now, and then wick back down. So if it came above this and got and bounced up or whatever, and then started going back up, you could kind of start getting bullish, right? Kinda. But then if you go even further out, a longer downtrend line that goes all the way back to the top, it has to get up to like 30,000. By the middle of August, it has to get up to around, 30,000 and get above that to start getting bullish. Another, actually not too far away, that trend line we just looked at, and on the weekly, the 200 moving average, you could kind of start like thinking maybe the bottom was in. But anyone that says we're going down and they're 100% sure, we're going up and they're 100% sure, they're just, they're just playing you like a Stradivarius. They'll constantly remind you that how they got this right and that right, and they'll suppress everything they got wrong. So again, anyone that tells you what's going to happen, that's not how you just buy when it's this easy, guys and gals. You buy when things are oversold and you sell when they're overbought. At the end of the day, it's not too hard to figure that out. It's pretty obvious that things are pushing the oversold territory. So you can buy now fairly safely, whether it's cryptos or quality cryptos or quality stock. And over a certain time horizon, you should be in good profit, right? It's just your ability to put up with pain. Crypto, you got to put up with a lot more pain. So I think anyone that buys now and can tolerate another 50, 60, 70% move down and can withstand that is going to be doing just fine, right? Because I do think it will eventually turn around and be to new all-time highs. Really, it's just your pain tolerance. That's all trading is for the most part. And don't pick losers. ETH resistance 17 and 8. Let's take a quick look. Yeah, I have it at 800 too on the support. And I have some, I think 14 is a big one too, just because this is the previous all-time high. So if it gets above this and hold, I don't think it's going to. I really don't. I do think this is going to come back down. This is too much. This is too much too quick. So I do think this is going to come back down. But I don't know. No one knows, right? Things can happen. Let me give you an example. Things can happen and the market will just completely ignore everything. You hear about gaps getting filled, things like that. This is going to be a hard chart to look at because it's split. But I remember when this was like $10 and it had huge, when was this? Yeah, right around here. It's going to be hard to show because it split. But I mean, this thing gapped up a couple times. Yeah, it's too hard to show. But I remember when this thing went from like $10 to $400 and then it pulled back down to 200, but it never got all the way back down to like ridiculous low. So there are things that could happen. And so this is a good example of technology. Certain market conditions hit and it just blew up, and it's had big pullbacks, but not all the way back down to like it's crazy, where it really blew up. So if you could catch those big up moves and can hold on, it's a lot easier. Bitcoin's no different, right? If you bought Bitcoin and held for the last 10 years, you'd be rich as hell. So I do think that will continue for the next, who knows how long. Yeah, I would like there be more easier ways, for example, on Tastyworks to like short. Holy shit! Now I'm down $14 on this trade over here. I wish they would get some more capital efficient tools to short. But I'm more of a like hedge type person, right? So I would want to buy. I would want to buy a bunch of Ethereum, and then like when it starts looking like it's overbought, I would want to do like put in a Ethereum short on a NASDAQ future that hedged it, right? Nah. Nah, man, I'm not getting into leverage long and shorts, right? For one, I don't have that kind of time, right? I really don't have that kind of. And two, I think 99% to 100% of people eventually are going to lose more money than they make. It's less than 50% chance of success, and it takes way too much time. I don't want to sit there and look at charts all day long. Oh, it's not all leverage. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to wait. You can, oh yeah, I do like that. right? I do like that a lot. I'm going to hold right now. I just don't want to deal with the tax headaches. Here's your, all right. I'll check it out, bro. I'll check it out. All right, let's get this wrapped up. It is Monday, Monday. Not one last look at crypto. Bitcoin 22,000, Ethereum 1476. Cardano, I didn't even mention, it's doing really well. It was pushing 50, 48. Bumming me out, man. I've been wanting to buy Cardano at like 15 cents. I don't know that I'm going to get that. All right, everyone, have a great day. I will probably not stream tonight. Still working on my diet. It's kicking my ass. Anyway, I will be back tomorrow, 6:30 a.m. PST. Hit that like button. Be there. You're an effing square. Love you all.